No lie, I actually feel so bad for Cardi B because it's like she cannot catch a break. Mind y'all, Sweetie was literally at her birthday.
The internet is in flames right now, cause what Cardi B just revealed has sent shockwaves through hip-hop, social media, and the entire world of celebrity culture. Imagine this. You walk into your own home, into your own bedroom, and the two people you trusted the most, the man you married and the so-called friend, who's been smiling in your face for years, are caught right there in your bed. That's not just betrayal. That's nuclear destruction of trust, loyalty, and family. Cardi didn't just hint at this. She didn't throw subliminal shade. She exposed it. On camera, in her own words. And the internet hasn't recovered since. Saweetie, the same woman who has hyped Cardi up, who's been all up in her comments posting, "Yes, Queen," who's shown up at parties grinning in her face, is now being accused of creeping with Offset behind closed doors. And Offset, the same man who's been given chance after chance, the same man who stood on stages begging for forgiveness after cheating scandals. The same man Cardi fought to protect was allegedly sneaking Saweetie into their home. The receipts are jaw-dropping, the leaked messages are shocking. And the confrontation that followed is something you have to hear to believe. This isn't just another messy rumor. This is a betrayal so deep it has fans, celebrities, and even former friends picking sides. Cardi has receipts, Saweetie is scrambling, and Offset is silent. But the silence is telling, and the truth. It's uglier than anyone imagined. The story begins in the kind of way you'd expect from a movie, not real life. Cardi B, one of the most outspoken, fearless, and brutally honest women in hip-hop, thought she was walking into the safety of her own home. After a night of back-to-back meetings, interviews, and preparing for her next major single rollout, she was tired. But she wasn't prepared for what she was about to find. Sources say Cardi had an odd feeling that something wasn't right. Offset wasn't answering her calls, his location wasn't syncing on his phone, and the house felt different. Too quiet, too still. As she pushed open the bedroom door, Cardi froze. In her own bed, the bed she shares with Offset, the bed where their family photos hang just above the headboard, lay Offset and Saweetie, not talking, not laughing, not even pretending to be working on music. They were caught in the middle of something so incriminating that the image has been burned into Cardi's mind forever. Witnesses close to the situation say Cardi didn't even scream at first. She just stood there, her hand gripping the doorframe, her nails digging into the wood as she took in the scene. Her silence was louder than any scream. Offset jumped up, scrambling, stuttering excuses that made no sense. Saweetie pulled the sheets around her like a shield, her eyes wide, her mouth opening and closing with nothing coming out. It was betrayal in its purest, rawest form. And Cardi knew immediately this wasn't just a fling. This had been going on behind her back. Insiders revealed Cardi snapped out of her shock and unleashed a fury like no one has ever seen before. "Are you kidding me? In my house? In my bed?" Her voice shook the walls, according to one person who claims they were in the hallway at the time. Offset tried to reach for her, begging her to calm down, but Cardi wasn't hearing it. She grabbed her phone, started recording, and said, "If y'all gon' disrespect me, I'ma show the world." Those clips haven't been released publicly, but insiders say Cardi has them saved, and they're so explosive that Offset has been begging her not to post them. The betrayal cuts even deeper when you realize the history. Saweetie wasn't just some random woman. This was someone who had been publicly showing love to Cardi for years, attending her parties, leaving supportive comments under her photos, even collaborating on brand appearances. Cardi called her a sis more than once, and Offset, he knew that. He knew what Saweetie meant to Cardi, and yet he crossed the line in the most disrespectful way imaginable. Fans immediately began digging up old receipts, screenshots of Saweetie hyping Cardi on Instagram, videos of her dancing to Cardi songs at parties, clips of her giving interviews calling Cardi real and authentic. To think all the while she was sneaking behind her back with the one person Cardi trusted the most. The betrayal is so layered. It's not just cheating. It's calculated treachery disguised as friendship. But here's where the story gets even. Messier people close to Offset claim this wasn't a one-time thing. Allegedly, Offset and Saweetie had been secretly meeting up since 2021, right after Saweetie's messy breakup with Quavo. That's right, it's the same Quavo who is not just Offset's bandmate, but his family. Fans remember Quavo and Takeoff, releasing Messy, a track that many suspected was aimed at Saweetie. Now, with this new revelation, those lyrics suddenly make perfect sense. You wanted the gang, you should have said it. We would have blessed it. F*******, my dog behind my back, I ain't stressin'. That wasn't just music. That was real life. Pain disguised as a verse. So how did Cardi find out? Insiders say it wasn't luck. Cardi had been suspicious for weeks. She noticed Saweetie had been popping up in places she shouldn't be, her schedule somehow aligning with Offset's. Then came the biggest red flag. Saweetie accidentally left behind a designer hair clip in Cardi's dressing room after visiting. At first, Cardi brushed it off, but when Offset claimed he had no idea where it came from, the alarm bells rang louder. Cardi started digging, and when she finally caught them red-handed, all the rumors clicked into place. The fallout was instant. Cardi stormed out of the house, slamming doors, while Offset allegedly chased after her. Neighbors reported hearing yelling in the driveway, Offset begging Cardi not to go public. But Cardi wasn't having it. She went live on Instagram within hours, not directly naming names, but delivering a cryptic rant that fans instantly connected to Saweetie. You ever let a bee **** in your house? Feed her, party with her, think she your friend? And then she, go lay up in your bed. That's why I don't trust nobody. Nobody. The live went viral in seconds. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with theories, memes, and outrage. Social media chaos erupted like wildfire. Hashtags like #CARDI exposed, #Offset exposed, and #Saweetie snake trended worldwide. TikTok detectives began piecing together every moment Cardi and Saweetie had interacted over the years, replaying clips with captions like "the signs were there all along." On Twitter, fans were divided. Some defended Saweetie, calling Offset the real villain. Others dragged Saweetie mercilessly, accusing her of being fake and opportunistic. Cardi's fan base, the Barty Gang, was relentless, spamming Saweetie's pages with snake emojis, digging up old interviews where Saweetie praised loyalty, and posting side-by-side comparisons of her comments on Cardi's posts with screenshots of the alleged betrayal. But what about the industry reaction? That's where things got even more insane. Quavo allegedly posted a cryptic tweet that night. "Family don't cross family, period." Fans interpreted it as confirmation that Offset had betrayed him with Saweetie. Megan Thee Stallion, who has had her own history with messy friendships, reportedly unfollowed Saweetie on Instagram. Even Nicki Minaj, usually on the opposite side of Cardi's feuds, threw shade with a mysterious tweet. "Ain't no loyalty in these streets. Y'all be shocked at the wrong ones." Behind the scenes, insiders leaked even more explosive details. One claim said Offset and Saweetie had been using burner phones to communicate with Offset, saving her number under a fake name in his contacts. Another alleged leak revealed voice notes Saweetie sent Offset late at night, laughing about how Cardi too busy chasing money to notice what's happening in her own house. If those recordings are real, they're beyond damning. And just when you think this story couldn't get worse, a source close to Cardi revealed she has screenshots of Offset begging Saweetie not to tell anyone. In one alleged message, Offset wrote, "You know, she crazy, she gon' kill me if she'd find out." The irony. Cardi did find out, and she's the one exposing him now. The emotional toll on Cardi is undeniable. She's built her career on being raw and honest, never hiding her struggles. But even fans who've seen her weather scandals, lawsuits, and public feuds say this one feels different. This wasn't just another random woman trying to get clout off her name. This was Saweetie, someone she trusted invited into her circle, who smiled in her face while sneaking behind her back. For Cardi, it wasn't just betrayal from Offset, it was betrayal from someone she considered a sister. Now, the entire hip-hop world is watching. Offset's silence is deafening. Saweetie's denial seems hollow, and Cardi's wrath is louder than ever. But the question everyone's asking is, will Cardi release the full receipts? If the clips, messages, and recordings she allegedly has ever go public, this scandal won't just be messy, it could completely destroy Offset and Saweetie's reputations forever. And here's the kicker. Industry insiders say Cardi has already handed over some of the evidence to her legal team. If that's true, this drama could spill out of the gossip blogs and into the courtroom. Imagine a legal battle where Cardi uses proof of Offset's betrayal not just in divorce proceedings, but to secure her financial empire against him. This isn't just personal anymore. It's business, legacy, and survival. The first domino has fallen. The receipts are real. And the world is waiting to see just how far Cardi is willing to go to burn down everything in her path. If the world thought Cardi's first rant was the peak of chaos, what came next made it look like child's play. Within 24 hours of Cardi exposing the betrayal, leaked audio began circulating online. Nobody knows who recorded it, but the clip was unmistakable. It was Offset's voice, frantic, pleading, trying to convince Cardi that what she saw wasn't what she thought. In the recording, he's heard saying, "Baby, you know I love you." It wasn't like that. "She came over, we were just talking. You walked in at the wrong time." But Cardi's voice in the background, raw and trembling with rage, cuts through the excuses. "Talking? You in my bed, with her hair all over my pillow, and you telling me you was talking? Don't insult me." The audio spread like wildfire. Twitter timelines turned into war zones. TikTok flooded with lip-sync reenactments. And fan podcasts broke down every syllable. Hashtags, hashtag Offset Lies, and hashtag CARDI knows were trending worldwide. The betrayal wasn't just gossip anymore, it was immortalized, replayed, and dissected. And the more people listened, the more they realized Offset wasn't just guilty, he was desperate. The way his voice cracked, the way Cardi refused to back down, it painted a picture of a man cornered by the very receipts he swore didn't exist. But the leaked audio wasn't the only bomb to drop. Hours later, screenshots surfaced of Saweetie allegedly texting Offset. "She'll never find out. Just relax." Another message read, "You know I got love for her, but what we got is different. Don't make me regret this." Whether real or fabricated, the internet accepted them as truth. And with each new leak, Saweetie's image as the icy girl who preached loyalty and empowerment crumbled into dust. Celebrities began weighing in, and the firestorm grew even bigger. Megan Thee Stallion unfollowed Saweetie quietly, but fans caught it instantly, spreading screenshots like wildfire. Quavo dropped a cryptic post with a broken heart emoji and the words, "Sometimes family cut deeper than strangers." Even Lizzo chimed in, tweeting, "Protect Cardi at all costs." The lines were being drawn and Saweetie found herself isolated. Cardi herself fueled the blaze when she returned to Instagram Live, her nails clicking against the table as she leaned into the camera. "Let me tell you something, I don't play about my family. I don't play about my house. When I say I got receipts, I mean it. So if anybody want to test me, go ahead, because I'll burn the whole thing down." That Liv pulled in over 500K viewers in minutes. Fans spammed the comments with fire emojis begging her to release the full footage. Cardi smirked but stopped short of dropping it. "I'ma let y'all simmer. But don't get it twisted, I ain't scared of nobody." Behind the scenes, insiders whispered about a full-blown war brewing between Cardi and Saweetie. One source close to Cardi claimed she was furious not just because of the betrayal, but because Saweetie had the audacity to sit at her birthday, Party just weeks earlier, smiling in her face, toasting champagne while allegedly sneaking around with Offset. "That's a snake move," the insider said. "Cardi don't care about other women. She knows Offset been sloppy, but Saweetie, that cut her soul deep. She feels humiliated, played, and she's ready for revenge." Offset, meanwhile, was silent. His social media accounts went dark, and his usual flood of flashy posts stopped cold. But silence in hip-hop is its own kind of statement, and fans weren't forgiving it. They demanded answers, tagging him relentlessly with comments like, "Say something, coward," and "Barty carried you, and this how you repay her." The longer he stayed quiet, the guiltier he looked. But the situation escalated even further when a second leak hit the blogs. This time, it wasn't audio. It was a blurry video clip allegedly filmed by a house staff member, showing Offset and Saweetie sitting uncomfortably close in Cardi's living room weeks before the confrontation. The footage wasn't explicit, but their body language was. Damning Offset, leaning in, Saweetie brushing her hair back, their laughter just a little too intimate. Fans exploded. "They were bold enough to chill in her living room," one fan tweeted. "This is next-level disrespect." By this point, Saweetie tried to do damage control. She posted a cryptic story. People love believing lies because the truth is boring. But it backfired. Comments flooded in, accusing her of gaslighting, calling her fake, and dragging up her past relationship with Quavo. Memes flooded the timeline. Old photos of Saweetie hugging Cardi with captions like, "Sis" in the front, "Snake" in the back. The emotional toll on Cardi became obvious. Paparazzi caught her stepping out of her car, eyes hidden behind oversized sunglasses, her face tight with anger. But when TMZ shouted questions about Saweetie, Cardi snapped back. "Don't ask me about that girl. Ask her why she was in my bed." That clip went viral instantly. Fans cheered her for not holding back, but insiders said it was only the tip of the iceberg. Behind closed doors, Cardi was preparing her next move, and it wasn't going to. Be Pretty. Industry insiders whispered that Cardi was planning to sit down for an exclusive interview to tell her side of the story. But others claim she was going one step further, putting her pain into her music. Imagine a diss track, raw and unapologetic, aimed directly at Offset and Saweetie. Fans speculated online, posting fake track lists and lyrics, begging Cardi to pull a lemonade and turn her heartbreak into an album that would shake the industry. The drama even began to affect business. A luxury fashion brand, Saweetie, was collaborating with Quietly pulled her promo campaign, scrubbing her photos from their Instagram. Meanwhile, Offset allegedly lost out on a sneaker endorsement deal after the scandal exploded. Cardi, on the other hand, seemed to be getting stronger. Her streams spiked, her fan base rallied harder, and blogs labeled her the queen of surviving betrayal. But the real showdown came days later when Cardi and Saweetie allegedly crossed paths at a private event in Los Angeles. According to multiple sources, the room went silent the moment they locked eyes. Cardi, dressed in head-to-toe red, stood frozen, while Saweetie, in icy blue, tried to play it cool. Witnesses say Cardi leaned toward her and muttered, "You got something you want to say to me?" The tension was electric. Cameras weren't rolling, but word of the confrontation spread like wildfire. Some said Saweetie denied everything. Others swore she smirked and walked away. Either way, it left Cardi fuming. The internet, of course, went into overdrive. Fan theories exploded. Was Cardi planning to release the full receipts at the reunion? Would Offset finally break his silence? Or was Saweetie secretly plotting her own side of the story? Blogs teased that more leaks were coming, and if the whispers were true, the next revelation would make everything so far look tame. Because, according to one insider, the betrayal wasn't just Offset and Saweetie sneaking around. The whispers say Saweetie might have been using the connection to sabotage Cardi's career. Emails allegedly show Saweetie trying to block collaborations by spreading rumors about Cardi being difficult behind the scenes. If true, that would turn this from a messy affair into a full-blown conspiracy. And as all of this unfolded, one thing became clear. The betrayal wasn't just personal. It was public, professional, and permanent. Cardi's trust was gone. Offset's reputation was shredded. And Saweetie's carefully crafted image as a girl's girl lay in ruins. But the question everyone was asking was, what receipts? Does Cardi still have locked away? 'Cause if she ever drops them, it won't just be gossip. It will be devastation. And just when fans thought the storm couldn't possibly get darker, Cardi herself hinted there was more to come. She tweeted late at night, "This just the beginning. Y'all don't even know the half." The world held its breath. By the time the third week of chaos hit, the world was living and breathing nothing but Cardi, Offset, and Saweetie. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It had become a cultural earthquake, shaking everything from music charts to celebrity alliances. Fans who once laughed off cheating scandals as just Offset being Offset now found themselves enraged. The betrayal felt deeper this time, not just because it was another woman, but because it was Saweetie. A woman Cardi welcomed into her home, celebrated at her parties, and publicly supported. That detail turned the scandal from messy into unforgivable. Then came the meltdown. Cardi, who had been keeping her composure on Instagram lives and tweets, finally broke. In a midnight live stream that pulled nearly 700,000 viewers, she sat alone, hair undone, makeup smudged, her voice trembling. Y'all know what it's like to give your whole life to somebody and then find them in your own bed with somebody who swore they loved you too. She cried. This ain't just rap beef. This ain't just a scandal. This is my family. Kids are seeing this, and Cardi's voice cracked. She was supposed to be my sister. The internet froze. Even her haters fell silent. This wasn't just entertainment anymore. It was raw, unfiltered pain. Clips of Cardi breaking down went viral within minutes, stitched into TikToks with captions like, "Protect this woman at all costs," and "Saweetie, this is beyond evil." For once, the world wasn't laughing at Cardi, they were mourning with her. But Offset's silence continued. And silence has weight. Instead of defending himself, he was spotted leaving a club in Miami with his entourage, smirking for paparazzi cameras. That image shattered whatever sympathy he had left. The public dubbed him the villain of the year, and headlines dragged him for dancing on the ruins of his marriage. Cardi's fans, the Barty gang, went into attack mode. They spammed Offset's socials, flooded his comment sections, and even started petitions demanding Saweetie publicly apologize. And just when it seemed Offset couldn't sink any lower, another bombshell dropped. A gossip blog released what they claimed was hotel surveillance footage of Offset and Saweetie entering a suite together 2 months prior to Cardi's discovery. The grainy clip showed Offset with his hood up, Saweetie wearing oversized shades, walking closely behind him. The timestamp was damning. Fans gasped. So it wasn't just one time. One Twitter user posted, "This was a whole affair." The industry itself began fracturing. Quavo, who had stayed eerily quiet throughout the drama, broke his silence. With a line in a freestyle at a small show, "Snakes in the bed? Yeah, that's family dead." The crowd erupted. It was confirmation that even he felt betrayed, not just by Saweetie, his ex, but by Offset, his blood. That bar went viral instantly, sparking hashtags like #QuavoKnew and #MessyPart2. Meanwhile, Saweetie tried to clap back. She uploaded a polished video of herself sipping wine, her voice calm and calculated. "Y'all believe everything you see online? Half of what's being said is lies. I'm not addressing no rumors because queens don't respond to peasants." But instead of saving her, the video destroyed her. Fans flooded the comments calling her heartless, cold, and the fakest girl's girl in the industry. The shade, the smirk it, was fuel on an already raging fire. But then Cardi flipped the script. She wasn't done. She wasn't just going to cry online and let the world pity her. She was going to drag them both into the dirt. On Instagram, she posted a blurred-out screenshot of a text message with the caption, "Don't make me post." The rest? The world went insane. Speculation ran wild. Was it Offset begging for another chance? Was it Saweetie admitting guilt? Was it proof of how long the betrayal had really gone on? Cardi didn't say a word, but the threat was enough to paralyze both Offset and Saweetie's camps. Insiders whispered that Cardi's team had everything. Messages, emails, even alleged video footage from her home cameras that captured the moment. She walked in, and that was the nuclear bomb she was dangling. Everyone knew if Cardi dropped it, it would end Saweetie's career and scorch Offset's image permanently. But would she? Or was she playing the long game, letting the suspense torture them while she built her next move? Social media became a battlefield of theories. Some fans swore Cardi would release the footage on her next music video, turning her pain into the ultimate revenge anthem. Others believed she was saving it for a documentary, a Netflix level to lol that would expose the entire betrayal to the world. Either way, the anticipation was unbearable. Meanwhile, Offset's friends began distancing themselves. Rappers who once rode with him suddenly unfollowed. Collaborations were quietly canceled. One producer even tweeted, "Some people destroy everything they touch." A thinly veiled jab that fans instantly connected to Offset. The dominoes were falling and his empire was crumbling. But the most shocking moment came when Cardi was spotted in New York stepping out of a studio with none other than Megan Thee Stallion. Paparazzi swarmed, snapping photos, and fans screamed in speculation. Was Cardi cooking up a diss track with Megan? The idea of Cardi unleashing her pain through music sent the internet into hysteria. Memes exploded, Offset's funeral is coming. One fan joked darkly, and then the cliffhanger nobody expected. Late one night, Cardi went live again, her face lit by the glow of her phone. She said only 3 words, "Y'all ain't ready." Then she ended the stream. Nothing else, no explanation. Just silence. Fans begged for answers. Blogs wrote entire think pieces about it. And Offset reportedly fled to Atlanta, avoiding paparazzi entirely. Saweetie, meanwhile, went radio silent. The chessboard was set. Cardi held all the power, and the world knew it. But the question burned hotter than ever. Would she actually release the receipts, or was keeping them locked away her ultimate revenge? Because sometimes the threat of exposure hurts more than the exposure itself. And as the storm raged on, one undeniable truth remained. The betrayal had changed everything. Cardi's trust was shattered, Offset's reputation obliterated, and Saweetie's icy brand melted into scandal. But the story wasn't over. It had only cracked open. And the next move, Cardi's move, could shake the entire culture to its core. And that's where things stand right now. A storm of betrayal, exposed lies, and receipts that Cardi B is holding over Offset and Saweetie's heads like a ticking time bomb. But let me tell you this, the real story hasn't even started yet. Because the second Cardi decides to hit post, the entire internet will implode. Careers will burn, reputations will be buried, and alliances in hip-hop will collapse overnight. And you don't want to be the one who finds out last. So here's what I need from you right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Cardi, standing with a woman scorned who's finally ready to fight back? Or do you think Offset and Saweetie have an explanation that could flip the whole story upside down? Trust me, your voice matters, because this conversation is literally rewriting the rules of loyalty, fame, and betrayal in the culture. Hit that like button if you felt the chills running down your spine tonight. Smash subscribe if you don't want to wake up tomorrow and realize you missed the next nuclear twist. Because when Cardi finally presses that button, when the receipts go public, when the footage drops, you are going to want to be right here with us, breaking it down in real time. Turn on those notifications because the next chapter of this scandal is coming faster than anyone can prepare for, and you don't want to just read about it secondhand. You want to live it the moment it explodes. Stay locked in because this is more than gossip. This is history being written in betrayal. And you are front row.